The scenario is going to be Destruction. It is a 2015 Steamroller scenario. It includes Kill Box. You need 5 points to win. You get 1 point for controlling the zone, 2 points for dominating. You can't do either of those, though, until you destroy the enemy objective, and doing so will give you 1 control point. You can't do any of the scoring, though, until the second player's second turn. Hey there guys, this is Malorian, and this will be another War Machine Wednesday Battle Report. Now sometimes on here we have the top level players. Both these guys are fairly new. On the right side here, setting up his circle is going to be Jackie, and he's just started in the last year. Meanwhile on the left we have Daryl, and he played like 3 years ago, but I mean took like a 3-year break and is just getting back into it now. So I mean, you guys are used to watching me, so used to watching guys make mistakes, but just so you know, that's why I thought this would be a good pairing for this one, because they're both kind of like getting back into it. Now either way, the force on the right that Jackie's going to be running is going to be Epic Krueger. He has kind of a different battle group there. He has Megalith and the Warden, and he has a Gorax and the Stalker. He also has a Posse in there. He has a Wilder in there. There's also Gudrun. So a whole bunch of different models. Meanwhile, on the left, this is a Zaal list, but this Zaal list is going to be not the tier. It's going to run Tiberian and a Shaman and the Brute. And you see tons of infantry. And of course, Zaal wants lots of dudes to die, because when they do, his feat lets you use those dead bodies to boost your attacks and damage. So there's a swordsman, there's the new like little guys with the little ninja spear, whatever. There's 2 of the new guardians, there's Hakar, there's a lot of different stuff. And of course the Corvas will jump up soon too. So either way, the Scorn player won the initiative and took the left side to avoid that river, which was a really good idea for him. Meanwhile, the Circle army does have a lot that can deal with Pathfinder, so it's not really that big of a deal for him. Right now, he's really just running up to here. You'll notice that he actually made those little wooden dowels that he's using for measurements. Those are kind of interesting. So he'll be pulling out those sometimes instead of the measuring tape. But really, at this point, he's just running up to the river. And by the way, this one is kill box. So the kill box goes to about just before the river. So once you get to the river or past it, that'll be fine. But he's really getting in there. There's a lot of guys on the other side. And so what Krueger's going to want to do is kind of twofold. One, if he wants to get the advantage on here, he's going to have to pop feet so he can get the alpha. And then he'll also need to pop feet if he wants to keep Tiberian out of the zone. Because, I mean, once that guy's in the zone, it's going to be pretty hard to get him out. So that's how it's looking here. I don't believe there's any upkeeps going on the Circle side, except for maybe Stormwall. Meanwhile, on the left side, he's going to be having Last Stand go up on the Swordsman. They're just going to be rushing up after the Tyrant and Commander makes them even faster. And really, everything is just rushing up as fast as it can go. So now we're on to turn 2 for the Circle on the right here. He's going to have some trouble always sliding off this river. But Gudrun's going to be going up and trying and getting behind the objective. That's actually not really giving him any real benefit, but that's something there where sometimes new players figure that's cover. By the way, that's fuel. It's not the one that actually is cover. I can't remember which one the Scorn player used. Probably fuel as well. But either way, his posse is getting up there. One of them was able to make an attack. Otherwise, other models are just kind of getting across. He's going to be using Geomancy here to throw some lightning around and kill one of these guys. It's, a pretty nice thing because you get those templates. If you can get multiple of them out, that's even better. But he's going to be killing one guy at least and having a little bit of zonage there, some covering fire basically to keep him safe. Now, one of the things I saw is the Stalker has a hard way of knowing which way he wants to go. The Stalker wants to be at the bottom because he wants to kill all that juicy infantry, but he's also probably the only thing that's going to be able to kill Tiberian. So kind of hard to know which way to go with that. Then again, I mean, the Posse, they can kill lots of stuff too. But as I was watching this, clearly the Stalker has decided to go the downwards way. There's also a Razor Wing that's going down that way too. And finally, there's going to be going up Krueger. And this is where I kind of thought he might try and charge up and TK in feet. But he's actually going to be TKing himself First of all, he gets Gudrun up and kind of around, but he's actually going to be TKing himself back and not popping feet. And that's going to make things very difficult for the circle player, because whereas if feet was popped and he was far enough up, then all of a sudden Tiberian can't get into the zone. He can't really get any charges on the Gators, and it really gives him the alpha to really kill a lot of stuff. Now we're back to Scorn turn 2, and yeah, this is going to be painful. So the swordsmen, who are going to be having Last Stand upkept, they're going to be charging in. That gets them extra dice for damage and to hit, but then they'll die at the end of the turn. So kind of a hard trade-off there, but swordsmen, they're cheap, right? They're a very good unit for that spell because you get 2 attacks. There's 6 points for 10 guys. He's going to be rolling awful though, right? He's dice -9 and usually doing almost nothing. So it takes almost all of his guys to actually kill 3 of the models here. So 8 out of the 10 attacked. Hakar is going to be going up now and attacking this Gator here. And he's going to be knocking that one. Actually, yeah, the swordsman only killed 2. Hakar is going to have to go to try and kill these other 2. And then, of course, there's one last posse guy. I wonder what's going to happen to him. The Brute's going to be running up, kind of getting into position there. He has another Ancestral Guardian and these new whatever guys coming up. He also has Immortals, a minimum unit of them going up the top way, getting ready to flank later. And you can see here, Tiberian's going to be coming up and doing some smashy. So, yeah, that was a painful turn for the circle player. They haven't popped the feet yet, though, but now you could use the feet to kind of set things up, but now with Tiberian in the zone, it'd be kind of tough. Now, Zaal is right behind there, and so that really opens up the possibility of the assassination. I believe he was only camping 1 or something, but that's not really the way he's going to be going. So, with some last attacks, he is going to be knocking down Gudrun. Remember, the first time he killed Gudrun, he just gets knocked down instead, and then you can't target him anymore. But this is the way it is. Tiberian has bump on himself, so even if Megalith goes after him, he's just going to be pushed away. So, yeah, not very good. That Tiberian's in a very scary spot. So otherwise, a Gorax comes up and kills the guy. The Razor Wing, I believe, goes next. Or is it the Stalker? It is the Stalker. So the Stalker's going to go in. And, I mean, if he would have been a little bit farther, he could have gotten a lot more done. So maybe if Krueger could have done first and done a TK, that could have been a really nice thing to get him a little bit farther up to kill more stuff with his Berserk. But he is going to be killing a few guys and also killing the Ancestral Guardian. But now you got a Kovas there. And Kovases are never good because they're kind of really deadly, especially to your caster. Meanwhile, now he's going to be actually putting Primal onto the Razor Wing, and the Razor Wing is going to be trampling over this last swordsman here, and then killing one more of these other guys down here. So, killing off a few little troops. So, I mean, at the bottom, things are really attritioning nicely for the circle player, but of course, the top is a whole different story. So, now we're going to be looking at the Wilder, who's going to come off and pull off some Fury. He's going to be sitting into the Warden, going into the Brute, and one of the things I actually didn't realize until this game here is that he has a chain attack smash. I mean, the Wardens, I just don't see them that often, right? Normally see Guardians or Megalith or one of the other incarnations. It seems like the Wardens just don't get seen, but with this, he is going to be doing a slam. I guess the way it was lined up is that he didn't quite get to Zaal. He's actually going to hit Tiberian first. So, I mean, if Zaal is knocked down here, this would be pretty bad news for him and probably, the game. Although I think he is camping 3 now, so things aren't actually that bad. I can't see there. It looks like it's 1 to 3 somewhere there. But otherwise, he's going to be, after he beat him back, doing a Geomancy to kind of put another one of those little magical templates there. Lightning template, killing another guy. Megalith, who realizes he can't deal with Tiberian, is going to be coming here and going after Hakar. And after some rolls, beating him up. That Hakar that's the thing. Megalith is only POW 16, so he's -5 against Hakar. I mean, that's pretty crazy that a heavy would be that minus. Anyway, Belarus come up, make a cloud. Krueger's going to come up. He's going to pop his feet now, so everything other than the Tiberian basically is going to be moved. One of the things that's also going to be coming here is, the circle player was going a little bit slow. Again, he's new to the game, so his death clock is kind of clocking down here. But a lot of guys moving away. He also does another spell here, which is going to miss the Kovas and then scatter and actually hurt his own stalker a bit. So tried to take out the Kovas, but didn't really work. But like I said, feat's going to be going now, and he's going to be pushing away all these guys. So again, if you look at the bottom of half of the screen, it's happy times. You look at that top part of the screen, it's bad times. Now, Gudrun had originally gone up there just to block the Immortals, but of course now that they've been feeded on, they can't really do anything anyway. So really now, we're coming back to the Scorn turn, and they're going to be able just to walk up and smack that guy. Although Tiberian can always just do it too. But he's got a Warden to beat up. Anyway, he's going to be charging down here. I was going to kind of wonder if he was going to use his feet first to really get a lot of boost here, because that's going to be your problem, right? Is you're going to be having trouble hitting, and if he boosts and is able to take out the Stalker, well, then Tiberian's safe forever. But they do some minimal damage, and that's really it for the bottom of the screen. At the top, he's going to be forcing the Brute to get back up. It's going to be charging into the Warden to do some initial damage. It doesn't really do too much. I think like 4 boxes. Now it's going to be Tiberian. He's going to position a little bit more differently, and then he's going to start swinging here onto the Warden and get some really bad dice. I think he's at dice +2, but it took him all the way. So he's hoping to get bump as well, but didn't happen. He's going to set up his line here to try and get guys in the way. He's just going to figure out what he's going to do. I think he's taking a shot with Zaal. But doing a little bit of damage to Megalith. Oh, actually, no. The big thing here is Sunder Spirit, because you want to get rid of the Animus. Because, it doesn't really matter that you're making it difficult terrain or whatever, rough terrain. It was more so that then you can't minus the defense. So one of the things that is looking bad for the Circle players is that they're really low in time, but he's going to try going for Assassination. Now, there's a little hole there between Tiberian and one of the Guardians, and so he could try and shoot there, but what he's actually going to do is trying to get here to the right. So to get there, he's going to have to TK himself a little bit farther. He's going to boost a shot to hit and miss. He's going to buy another one, boost to hit, miss again. I believe that he does some magic, or one of those hit. I think he hits one of them, but then the rest miss. So either way, things are looking kind of really bad here. Then he's going to be going with Megalith, and he's going to be doing his, and doing really good damage. Like, rolled really high, doing 15 damage. He's going to transfer that. Yeah, he took, one of the shots from Krueger hit, and then this one here got transferred. So if he would have got one more in, that could have been a big deal. If you wouldn't have used the 2 for TK, that could have been, a third shot and another boost or something like that. So that's just the way it goes. And now, of course, this is really bad. We're back to the Scorn's turn. Krueger is standing right there, camping 1, and it really doesn't matter. He's just going to get his skull crushed in, and that's going to be a win for Zaal. So overall, probably some mistakes made on both sides, but this is great, right? You always want to be playing against people that have been, have about the same experience as you, and so, it's one of those things where you want to come into this and learn, but at the same time not get crushed. And I think that was a good thing to see here. For the Circle player, if he would have popped his feet earlier, he could have really got in there and probably turned things around either for scenario or attrition, but the feet wasn't popped on time. Meanwhile, for the Scorn player, they probably could have focused a little bit more, probably could have gone a lot more aggressive, but, again, it worked out in the end. So, you can't really blame the Scorn player for that. So, either way, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you later. Bye.